Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I am your host, Josh. With me, of course, Miami Clutch PE and Chris Koffler, RTW Chris. What a week of wrestling. We had two premium live events, or pay-per-views, as the professionals call it. And seriously, two phenomenal shows. If you guys missed it, please go on Peacock and watch the King and Queen of the Ring, or catch the matches online for Double or Nothing, because those were great matches. So we're going to get right into it. Clutch, how are we feeling about this weekend?
A really, like you said, a really good week of wrestling. I mean, I thought I wasn't going to be able to watch King Queen of the Ring live, but I found a monitor, so it worked out. And I caught a few clips of Double or Nothing. Can't be negative about it. It was good.
All right, Chris, how many clips did you watch, sir? Am I the only person that watched all 5, 8 hours of wrestling this weekend?
Yes, you probably are the only one that did all of that. That's a lot
In
of
the world,
wrestling for a
probably.
weekend. So, as far as clips, though, I mean, I caught a good deal of clips to try and be up to date on what was happening. Busy weekend this weekend, so I didn't get to actually watch the show like I had hoped, but it looks like it was some really good matches this weekend.
Yeah, great cards. So let's get into it. Guys, I just want to let everyone know I'm not going to plug anything today. Not going to say where you can find us because I want to get right into it. But I've been in a Pokemon Go queue to raid an Ultra Beast since 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm still in it. And I'm 458 people away. So if I click over, that's what I'm doing, guys. Just want to let you guys know. Been waiting since 6 a.m.
Doing some Pokemon battling. Jeez.
Kind of, yeah. But King and Queen of the Ring, we see the man right here, Gunther, the once blurry vision, now high resolution. He is the King of the Ring, and he has yet to put that crown on, by the way. Let's talk about the match, man. The fans were going nuts. This is probably the best Saudi Arabia crowd there's ever been. Although I felt like it was manufactured. I felt like it was fake. They were just doing Olay chants for no reason. Like, nothing made sense, but at least they were being active. This match was great. Got a big reaction. Slow start. Very slow start. Methodical. You know how Randy Orton moves and Gunther moves. So put those two guys together. That's what you get. Really, really heated up at the end. Clutch, how'd you like this match?
It was awesome. The crowd was hot, like you said. Speaking on the crowd really fast, I think crowds in general are starting to feel the heat because of France. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because they feel like they need to do these things that aren't in their how they naturally are. But it's cool as long as they're loud. It makes for a good viewing experience. But for the match, awesome. You said slow start. I mean, you can pretty much say that for plenty of Randy Orton matches, because that's how he operates. And Gunther is also a very slow guy, again, like you said. So, but once they get going, boy, they get going. The chops, Randy can sell chops like death. And it was just really awesome from start to finish. I like other than the blunder on the actual count in the finish, I like how it finished though. I don't mind Randy Orton selling the knee and all the wear and tear, and then Gunther taking advantage and taking the win. That was really cool.
Yeah, so Chris, the way it worked is Randy was selling his back and his leg at the same time. He was really, really beat up going into this match. And Gunther just being a ring general. Like, as soon as Randy Orton, there was a moment where Randy Orton went for an RKO and he missed it and he fell flat on his back. And that's like, oh, my back. That's when he started selling his back. That was coming off of Gunther trying to powerbomb Randy Orton. And they just, reverse. They do it all the time in wrestling, reverse finishers, one after the other.
Yep.
Then Gunther started beating on the back, working on that knee both. So then you put him in that half Boston Crab because that works the back and the knee. That was genius. Not much to say about this match other than the finish. Like, we knew Gunther was going to win. At least I told everyone that was going to happen. I don't know if we've spoken about what the winners get yet on this show, about how they get title matches at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
We
did.
talked about that. Okay. So Gunther's going to go up against whoever. We don't know yet because, man, we got 3 heels going for the title. If this was AEW, Clutch would be calling it trash. Jim Cornette would be calling it trash. Everybody would. But we have 3 heels, Drew, Priest, and Gunther, all doing a promo battle on the beginning of Raw. They're all heels. But it is what it is. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. How do they get it on a babyface for Gunther to wrestle that person? Does someone turn babyface? Not sure. But the end of the match was interesting. Triple H did mention that the results are final. It went by what the referee said or counted. There may be a rematch. Clutch, did you hear anything about that? Are they going to have a rematch for this King of the Ring title?
Yeah, Triple H afterwards, you can probably see it on social media. He was interviewed and he was like, "Oh, I was out there, so I didn't see the finish, but I saw the replay and it was clear and obvious that Randy's shoulder was up." But yeah, referee's decision final, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm sure that Gunther doesn't want any asterisk on this, so whenever Randy's good to go because he's beat up, we would love to have that rematch." He said something along those lines.
That's great. I think they should have that. I don't know if it's going to be a Clash at the Castle. Randy's not really doing anything. He's a big draw. He needs to be over there. Maybe we have the rematch over there at Clash. That'd be a huge match.
Yeah, that'd be cool with the crowd. That crowd's going to be hot as well.
Yeah. And I will say this, Chris.
So let me ask you something real quick on this. So is it going to be a stipulation that if Randy were to somehow pull off the win, that he would then be King of the Ring?
I don't think.
Or is it just a rematch for the sake of I could beat you, you didn't really beat me?
I think that's more along the lines as it would go.
Okay. I hope they don't do it with that on the line, because I just feel like that would pull away from the tournament. And I was always such a big fan of King and Queen of the Ring when it was done the right way back in the day. So as long as they don't put that on the line or make that a stipulation, then I would be good with that.
Yeah. It's going to happen. Is Randy going to get his win back? I don't know. I really don't know. How could you beat King of the Ring, especially when he's going towards the title? Yeah. But all in all, great match. We had the Queen of the Ring match. Not great at all. Laundry was done during this match. I came back to see a woman die on TV. Just get destroyed.
I see you caught the finish.
Yeah, I caught the finish. How could
the
you not?
Was brutal.
God, is she still? Was she on Raw? Is she in the ER?
I remember as soon as it happened, I tweeted out, "Is she okay?"
God, Nia Jax does not hold back. I don't know if she knows how to hold back. I think. Listen, did she deserve it? No. Was the right call? Yes, it was the right call for her to win. Because it's a heel title, first off, and second off, it's The Rock's family. She wouldn't be getting all this stuff if Dwayne wasn't there. I'm just saying that. She's awful. She is awful. She's unwatchable. She's channel changing. She's worse than Charlotte Flair. Clutch, help me out here, man. What am I missing?
I think you're not gonna like this. I think she's been a lot better since she's come back this time around. I think she was unwatchable. Couldn't stand watching a single match of her before, and slowly but surely, I've been enjoying quite a bit. Not King and Queen of the Ring, because that was a pretty slow match. I wasn't really interested. Finish, loved it because of the brutality of it. But other matches, she had a match with Becky in Raw at some point, and I thought it was really good. I thought I look at her in a different way than you do, but I understand why you do as well.
When you said she's better, I'm like, okay, what's better? Like the worst of the worst, right? Let's just say, for example, like an Almond Joy. I hate Almond Joys. So if you put, I don't know, one little piece of like Nutella on it, it's better. Still not going to eat it. Still Almond Joy at the end of the day, right? Like it sucks. That's what I feel like with Nia Jax. Like she is better, but still not with the women they have. Bayley, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Asuka, Becky Lynch for now, for like the next couple of days, maybe till tomorrow. So many better women you could have pushed. Tiffy Stratton. Like she was made for Queen of the Ring. Like she is the next star.
Yep.
Not sure why they didn't pull the trigger. I guess they're waiting for Money in the Bank. Either way, I'd rather see her as Queen of the Ring because that's a gimmick that can last longer than a Money in the Bank could have. But that's just me. I think that Dwayne had a big deal, or a big push in this. Dwayne's the reason why she probably is Queen of the Ring, and that's probably the reason why she's back. Let's be honest. Whatever. The end was cool though. Triple H came in there. By the way, Chris, Triple H came into the ring every single time and introduced like the king, the crown. And he did whisper in Nia's ear, probably like, "Congratulations, you were in this. You worked your ass, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
I imagine him saying, "You know, you wouldn't get in this shit if it wasn't for Dwayne, you little bitch."
Oh my god.
Oh, Josh, the biggest hater ever.
Sorry, Bobby.
But
But
I'm glad that Triple H is making a big deal out of King and Queen of the Ring again, though, because I think it's something that's been missing. That used to be a staple of WWE. I'm glad that Triple H is bringing that back.
yes, it's a big FU to Vince too. I feel it's a big FU to Vince.
Yep.
You know, last year it was supposed to be during the Saudi show, and Vince changed it. Remember that? Clutch?
Shocking.
Yeah, I do.
So I think he held it again at Saudi for a reason and made it a big point for a reason and told Vince pretty much FU. Other good matches though, there was a Becky and Liv. You know, I predicted Liv to win. Dominic, I don't understand. I'll never understand the babyface logic of someone's coming out to help you, and then the babyface is like, "What?" And like she had Becky won, or she had Liv beat, and she's like, "What, Dominic?" Like, I'll never understand the logic of that. But it was a good finish. Dominic screwed up the finish, helped Liv win in the end on accident. Good finish, Clutch. What do you think about that finish?
It was a good finish, like,
Yes.
and I like that it wasn't very obvious that he was helping Liv, because I do have my like theory on that was purposely done, because then he went to the other side and then the ref was distracted that way. But yeah, I really like the finish, and this story being told is cool. I'm sure we'll get to Raw in a little bit, but yeah, it was a really cool finish.
Yeah, it was a great finish. So if you didn't watch it, Chris, Becky had Liv beat. Dom comes from who knows where, looking honestly just like Eddie Guerrero as possible. Like he looks with the hair and the
mustache is
mustache.
glorious, by the way.
The mustache. He is. There was a time where I was on the show saying Hook is 10 million miles ahead of Dom. Like at that point.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night, though, that show that we did when we were talking about that and how far it's changed.
And it just Hook has stayed, but that's the AEW though. People, that's what they do. They stay flat. Whereas
Most of
WWE,
them, yeah.
everyone like nobody's changed. Orange Cassidy's been the same person for the past 5 years.
Yep.
Private Party's been the same person. Everyone has been the same. No one has elevated their game. A couple people have. Okay.
A couple have, but yeah, there's a lot that have been they're exactly the same when the show started in 2019.
Yep.
2020, whenever they came along.
Now Dom has evolved into this mega scumbag heel with mega heat, selling merch. Like I looked at that shirt like he has out. I'm like, I want to buy that, right? Like Dirty Dom. Like I like his character. I like how I hated the babyface tag team partner piggybacking your dad to the ring. That was awful.
It was.
When they made this decision to do this, man, that's money. Like that's just genius. And that was a Vince move or whoever. I don't know who it was, but Vince was in charge. But yes, he came out there, tried to help Becky win because mommy, of course. Liv ended up doing the good old, what's that move called where she does this thing?
The finish?
Yeah, what's it called?
Oblivion.
Oblivion. She does the Oblivion on the chair that Dom threw in there. 1, 2, 3. Michael Cole's like, Dom, you stupid idiot, you know, and Becky's sitting. He is great. I love that. I love that part. Becky's all upset, like, you idiot, you ruined my chance, and Liv's just smiling. Great way to start a show because it opened up the show. Anything else from this show? Because there were only 5 matches.
The triple threat, very underrated. Very good, I thought. Bronson Reed, Gable, and Sammy.
Oh, yeah. That match was amazing. Yeah. The story at the end was awesome. And we all saw it coming. Still awesome. Chad Gable, super. I don't understand the logic of it, though. I'm not going to pick it apart too bad. It's a triple threat match, no disqualification. Chad Gable in the back before, hey, when it's your time, step in, right? You could have been in there the entire time. No disqualification. But I'll leave that where it is. The end of the match was Gable had Sami Zayn, like, here, hit him, clothesline him. Otis doesn't want to do it. Like, come on. And Chad Gable, whatever, smacks Otis in the face. She's like, you loser, just do it. We all see what happens. Otis gets mad. He does it, but Sammy gets out of the way, knocks out Chad Gable. Sammy runs to the ring real quick. Hell of a kick to your boy Bronson Reed. 1, 2, 3. That was the finish. Great finish. Great storytelling. Like I thought about you, Chris, because we talked about this. AEW has the better wrestling matches, like move sets.
Yep.
WWE, the storytelling they do. 2 matches we just talked about. amazing storylines, amazing finishes.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely shifted because whenever we first started doing our show, we were talking about how great the stories were for AEW. And WWE's were very on repeat and whatever. But this is basically, it sounds like what I was expecting to happen when Triple H was going to take over is exactly what's happening. They're getting back to really good storytelling. Like, I'm not surprised. And this is why the WWE is so much better now under Triple H. And we don't know what's going on with Tony. I sent you that little clip that I sent you over text. Like, more and more every day, it feels like Tony is turning into Vince. And so, yeah, it's completely reversed now, you know, with the storytelling.
It's 1000% reverse. Like, the person who hated Vince so much is becoming Vince. And the person that, you know, Triple H, NXT, Black and Gold was the best promotion out there.
It was.
And now that's becoming on the main roster. And it's just, it's just magnificent. It's fantastic. Like, it makes me happy to be a wrestling fan now. It really does.
Now, if they could just open up their moveset a little bit, I know they still want to err on the side of safety and everything, but if they open up their moveset some more, but why are you giving me that look?
Clutch, let's talk about it.
Speaking of, I know. I think I know exactly. Yeah, I think they are going to start opening up the movesets because I just saw Cody do a vertebraker on WWE television, a move that's been banned for I don't know how long.
Yeah. So you know that move where you probably don't know the move. Cody pretty much puts them on their back, so it's kind of like the Deadeye.
Okay.
Except for they land on their back instead of just on nothing. So Cody like does a little senton forward and just drops them on their back and shoulders.
Okay.
And it's a pretty good move. And he teased it. He teased it at first. I'm like, because in WWE 2K last year, I didn't get this year's, but last year that was his signature move. So if you hit if you know in wrestling games you got to get the signature first and you get the finisher. So that was his signature move. I'm like, I have never seen him do this move ever. Ever. Why is this his signature move? So you could do it on the game. Is then when he did it on in Saudi, I'm like, holy shit, like he did it. So they are slowly but surely opening up. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, with that plus if you go back to WrestleMania, Sammy doing the brainbuster on the top rope, something never happens. Between that and now this, you're slowly starting to see it. At least in big matches, right?
Yeah, and you're also getting like Cody cutters, which the RKO was protected, right? You're getting things like that where it's opening up more. People are doing moves that other people do. Like, you know how, like, oh, you can't do a spear, brother, because that's my move. Well, now Braun Breaker does it. Roman still does it. Jey Uso. There's so many people that share movesets now, and it is getting a little bit open because I think we all have this when you have a boss who's never done your job. I'm not saying Vince has never done it because he's wrestled, but Triple H is a pure like wrestler. He grew up like that's what his profession was.
Yep.
So he's like, I know what it's like to be in that ring and to perform. I'm gonna open it up a little bit on you guys to do that. Whereas like if you have a boss that's done your job, they can sympathize with you. Yeah, you know, we can do this. Here's a shortcut or here's a way to do this.
Yep.
Whereas Vince was like, nope, by the books. We got to do this. It's awful.
Well, that's good to hear then, because I felt like one of the missing things. Just a little bit longer matches and open up the moveset a little bit. And it sounds like they're doing both of those because I'm hearing and seeing they're having longer matches, and you don't got to do it all the time. They don't need to open up to like AEW levels of movesets where they're just doing anything and everything they can think of now. But you know, like and keep it open up the moveset for the right people, the people that actually know what they're doing, right? And it sounds like they're heading in that direction. So that's awesome to hear. It would make me more of a WWE fan again.
Yeah. You Clutch, you're seeing it. We're all seeing it. So that was King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring. Now let's just stay on WWE real quick because Raw happened. And then we'll get to AEW. So Raw did happen. I'm not gonna jive anybody. I didn't watch it live. I kind of skimmed through it. Long show, drug out show. Couple things happened. Couple major things happened. Clutch, what's your biggest takeaway from Raw?
We're gonna talk about the end, so I'll go in another direction right now. The Braun Breaker stuff is really good. It's really, really good. They let Ricochet and Ilya have another match, which banged all the way until the only logical time where I see a DQ finish being okay. You know, comes in, takes them both out. Adam Pearce gets in the ring, and it looks like Braun Breaker is about to destroy him in half, which I think is coming eventually. And Adam Pearce is going to just keep finding him, barring him from the arena, and it's going to be a cool thing that's going on. And it's a very good way to introduce Braun Breaker without, for example, shoehorning him into the King of the Ring tournament where he has to eventually lose, or something like that. So I thought very good decision.
Yeah. So Chris, if you don't know this story, Braun is a new acquisition, new draft pick. He first off, he went to SmackDown at first, right? They had a bidding war over him, and then he was able to get signed over to SmackDown. Then, like 2 weeks later, he was drafted to Raw. So that whole storyline was useless. It was so stupid. But Adam Pearce left him out of the King of the Ring, and he's pissed. He's legitimately like, what the F? Like, I deserve to be in this. Put me in it. Didn't get put in it. So he's just been wrecking havoc, spearing dudes, like just destroying Ricochet with these massive spears. The best spear since Goldberg, like in his prime.
Yep.
By far. I mean, some of these guys like Edge, he just throws himself at you and he doesn't really do anything. Lashley does some kind of somersault when he does it. Like, this guy wraps you up and drives you to the ground. It's awesome. So he's just been spearing everyone, wrecking havoc, and Adam Pearce is getting fed up with it. So great way, like Clutch said, to get this guy introduced to the crowd. Like, this is Braun Breaker. He's a badass. He's here for business. He will destroy everyone. I hope this doesn't lead to a match between him and Adam Pearce. I really hope so. I really hope not. Where's the end game, Clutch?
I really want to see a triple threat now with Ilya, Ricochet, and Braun Breaker. Eventually, Braun wins, and then you just solidify him as a badass. He destroys Pearce at some point, not in a match, obviously, and then a big time babyface, whoever it might be, just comes up and I guess defends the honor or whatever you want to call it, and they have that match that way. Braun goes over, moves on to the next thing.
So the Elite story with Tony Khan and the Elite. You want Team WWE versus Team Breaker.
It's just, well, it's not Team Breaker. It's just Braun Breaker whooping everybody.
Yeah, that'd be. No, I'm down with that. Does he get traded back to SmackDown? Does he quit and go to SmackDown? Like, does he get fired and go to SmackDown? Like, I don't know where this could lead. I mean, I've heard the rumors of him and Baron Corbin getting back together. Baron Corbin's on SmackDown. Baron Corbin has nothing to do. You know, maybe they trade for Baron Corbin. It's like, yo, dude, like, you guys were cool. Like, calm this guy down. Maybe we have like a whole, hey, dude, you got to chill with your anger issues. Like, I don't know. I'm just excited for it. Guess what? We're talking about it.
Yep.
How many NXT call-ups in the past just failed? How many?
Well, a lot of them failed, but I think a lot of that had to do with Vince, though. There was really good stars coming out of NXT for the longest time. And I felt like once NXT almost started getting bigger than Raw and SmackDown, like it was more talked about, people were way more excited for it. I think Vince saw that, and then he would, let's push him up here to Raw. Let's introduce it, and then he would squash him. So it's kind of like, I get what you're saying, but it's almost not a fair assessment. Like in the beginning, when people were getting called up, he's like, great, the next big superstar, let's add him, to the lineup. But like the last 4 years or so, it seems like he's like, no one can be a bigger star starting from there. They have to start from the complete bottom on my program before they can work themselves up. They can't carry over their momentum from NXT.
That's a good point. I mean, the last person that got called up and lost real quick was Karrion Kross. He was the NXT champion and lost to Jeff Hardy.
Yes, that was so bad.
That's the definition of getting buried by Vince. Not that Jeff Hardy's bad, but
stupid helmet too. I remember that.
Yeah, the stupid helmet.
So bad. So I don't know, kind of a hard way to assess. I think now you're going to see people like a Braun Breaker who have a ton of momentum in NXT. When they move over, they're just going to bring that momentum with them, which is a great idea.
Can we get on the topic of NXT real quick? Just a little shift because something happened. A former AEW wrestler that I had no idea he still wrestled. I forgot all about him, but he was one of my favorites in NXT. AEW. Ethan Page is now on NXT, and he's wrestling for the NXT Championship just like that. That's pretty cool. Like, I'm into that. That's something that's going to get me to tune in. as an AEW fan from almost day one, almost since day one, I've liked. I watched the first. I watched the first All In. I watched that. I bought it. Right, the legless guy in the battle royal. I was there for that. All right. That's when I first saw MJF. By the way, he was in a battle royal. First time I ever saw MJF. Knew right there he was gonna be a star. But what was I talking about? Oh, Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. Yep.
This is a good strategy to bring in AEW fans, seriously, that are frustrated with Tony's booking and go, hey, AEW is not going to compete with Raw and SmackDown, but they are competing with NXT somewhat. I'm wanting to go watch that. Dude, did you clutch when you saw this? Because I know you watched NXT. Were you like, who is this dude? Or did you know right away who this guy was?
Well, the way they showed it, because I watched the entire show live. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember the NXT where they brought everybody, Cody, Taker, all the guys.
Yep.
Yeah, this was the best NXT show since then, and that's saying a lot because other things also happened on that show. But Ethan Page, they introduced him in a way where he jumped into the ring and all you saw was the back of somebody's head. So I was like, who's that? And then I saw him turn around. I was like, holy crap, that's Ethan Page. And then the commentator, which was so funny, he came out and said, wasn't he in AE? And then Booker T stopped and was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That was hilarious. But
really?
yeah. If you look at the replay, it was really funny way of how the commentators played it off. But yeah, they viewed him right away attacking the NXT champion.
Yeah, so when I saw that the next day, I immediately which I never have done ever, NXT, I just put on Twitter NXT and just hit search. That's the first time ever I actually cared about NXT. Not because it's a big name, not because it's whatever, Ethan Page. We know him as a jobber on AEW, but he was a good wrestler and he had potential and he had size. He had a promo, he had a look. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with him. And I hope more guys like him that are getting mistreated on AEW product go to NXT. And Ricky Starks is, dude, he's SmackDown right away. He's a day one main roster guy. I don't care what anyone says.
Yep.
He's day one. Ethan Page needs some work. He does. But Ricky Starks, he's day one on the main roster. He better be.
Should be. Absolutely should be.
Should be. Anything else from Raw that you want to get to before we get to Double or Nothing?
The kiss.
Of course. I knew.
Saw or didn't see.
I knew. Another overbooked, awesome main event. I did see this match. Pretty good. It was a pretty good match for Becky's last match. Did you know it was Becky's last match going into it?
No. I mean, well, I guess I did. I realized that she wasn't signing right before Raw. So I had the impression, but obviously with the show, nobody ever gave you the impression. It wasn't like Becky getting emotional, ready for the last match. She dropped a subtle hint during a backstage promo during Raw, where she was like, "You win or you walk away" or something like that. And that was pretty much it. They didn't after the match was over. They didn't show her in the ring sad or anything like they usually do with people that go away. But yeah, the only reason I knew she was out the door for now is because of just the contract news that came right before Raw.
If you go back and watch it, knowing what you know now, go back and watch her entrance. You saw it in her face. At least I did. Or maybe I'm reading into it because I knew the news. If you go back and actually watch her entrance, you can see it in her face. And it was pretty have you ever gone, I do this all the time, when a title gets changed, if the champion loses, I do sometimes go back and watch the entrance because they have it on their face every time. They have it on their face that they're losing this match, but you don't know it until you actually go back and look and see the results. I did. I'm like, God damn, Becky just gave it away on her face, but nobody knew. I would be shocked. Matter of fact, you know what? I'd be more shocked than I was when Cody left if she went to AEW. There ain't no way.
There's a 0%.
There's 0%. Less than 0% chance. Yeah. I think she's not re-signing because I think she's like, I need a break. I've done it all. It's time to be a mom. Seth's out for who knows how long. Why not just go hang out with your husband, stay at home, not be obligated to go to work? You have enough money. You're fine, right? Go hang out with your kids. Be a family. Why not just take a break? We all need a break sometimes. She's earned it. When was the last time she's had a break? When she was pregnant and when she was having a baby? It's not really a
Yeah.
break.
No.
So I don't know, man. Zero chance AEW. It would be wild.
I would say for that, I wouldn't put it at less than 0. Nothing's less than 0. I don't think it would be as shocking as Cody, only because of Cody's involvement in AEW. Was that super shocking? I still see it as very low chance. I really don't think it's happening. And I think exactly what you just said. When I heard about this, her not re-signing, I thought exactly that was maybe what was happening. She's not re-signing yet for that exact reason. Because if you're not signed by anyone, you can take as much time as you want to just relax. Because I feel like she's one of these people. There's a handful of people in wrestling that are just always on TV. You know, whenever, obviously Roman was on a lot during his reign. Moxley, for the longest time, remember, he kept saying how he was supposed to go on vacation and then someone would get hurt and they'd call him. He's like, yeah, I'll come back. And we're like, dude just needs to take a break eventually. And I felt exactly that's what Becky is probably going to do here.
Yeah,
which
Becky
I think is perfectly fine.
Becky apparently was planned to go away after WrestleMania. And Rhea got hurt. And they called the audible, made her win the Battle Royal for the world title, defended it, eventually lost it to Liv. And yeah, that's where we are now. I think the conversation about, could she go somewhere else would be a lot different if Seth had not re-signed, which he did for a lot of years. So
yeah.
Let me ask you guys this, because I've been thinking about this pretty much all day. I don't think she's going to AEW, but I said that about Cody. I don't think he's going to WWE. I said that for many weeks. She can say she could talk all the junk she wants. She could talk all the crap. Seth could talk all the crap she wants. When they see Mercedes out there traveling the world, doing what no other woman's really done in the business, making a name for herself all around the world, not just in one little spot, that's got to make you feel something like, I want to go do that. I want to go be the best. Maybe she doesn't have that in her. Maybe she doesn't want to be the best. But if you want to be the best in today's age, you got to go out and expand and go wrestle in the, Wrestle Kingdom. Go wrestle at Forbidden Door. Go wrestle at WrestleMania. Go do it all. The only person that's going to be able to say that, by the way, come this summer is Mercedes Moné. She's the only person that's headlined WrestleMania. She's going to wrestle it all in. She's going to wrestle Forbidden Door. She wrestled at the Tokyo Dome. What other woman that you know has done that? Zero. She is the best. She is the one that made it happen. And I'm not just going on this tangent because she said that she's the best. No. She took a chance on herself. She bet on herself, and she's winning. Whether you think the build-up to this whole match with Willow was good or not, whether you think that Tony Khan botched her, that's all creative. That's all on Tony Khan. But the fact is, she is the highest paid woman in wrestling. I'm going to assume she is. She's also main eventing shows. She's also making a mid-title car or belt, trying to make it better, right? Like, it sucks. The story sucks. Like, I'm not going to lie. Sky Blue last night, big disappointment. It sucked. But she's making the best of what she can do. And she wrestled the best damn match I've seen her wrestle in years at Double or Nothing, which we'll get to later.
Oh,
Why can't Becky?
It's one of the only matches she's wrestled in years.
Why can't Becky? Why can't we think Becky wants to do that too?
I don't know. Like, does she? I don't necessarily get that vibe from Becky that she wants. Like, I definitely get the vibe from Mercedes that that's what she wants to do, and that's what's important to her, is making a big brand for herself. You know, she clearly wants to be the CEO of her own brand. So, but I don't know that Becky wants that. I don't know. Like, do you want to be out there? Do you want to be on the road traveling a lot? You know, when you have a family, I don't know so much that you want to do that so much anymore. You know, and I take that from my own personal experiences. Before I had my own little family here, I was single and I used to love, there'd be times I was always up for travel, like, hey, someone hit me up. Hey, we got this thing going on at the end of this week. You want to come out this week? I go fly somewhere on the weekend. I go fly 3 hours away on the weekend on a whim. because I could. Do I want to do that now? No. I don't have any desire to be traveling all over the world now. So that could have changed. Like maybe that's something that's not as important to someone like Becky. So yeah, even she's seeing her friend is doing great over there. Maybe that doesn't appeal to her, you know?
Clutch.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know Becky. We don't know Becky, but like, it the way she acts and like speaks always, she strikes me as more of somebody that wants to be more of a John Cena than a Bryan Danielson, if that makes sense. So there's nothing wrong with being content where you are and getting paid a shit ton of money. Sorry, Bobby, to do this. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So yeah, being a John Cena, staying in the same place, winning multiple titles, doing X amount of WrestleManias, that's what some people want to do. And I don't think there's a wrong answer for a roadmap of how you be successful in professional wrestling. So yeah, it just depends on what you want.
And let me just add one more thing. Remember, Mercedes left when she was frustrated with the company and her position in the company. I don't see Becky as being frustrated with anything right now. Like, why leave? You know, if everything's going good, she's one of the biggest stars there. She obviously they'll call on her when they need her in a big spot. She wins titles. You know, Seth works there. He's going to be there for a long time. Why go anywhere?
Why did Adam Copeland leave? Why? You know what I mean? Like, what if we don't like Clutch said, we don't know her. She talks about like she's the man and she's the best and she does this and that, but in reality, she's in a comfy job that pays her a lot of money, which it's great. Like, I'm not downplaying anything, but we've seen, and I'm not going to compare the two, but Mercedes' whole thing was since she was a kid, she loved pro wrestling. She's her biggest passion. She loves it so much and she wants to be the best. She left when she was frustrated, yes, because she knew it was never going to change. She could have stayed there, been comfortable, made a lot of money, been a star, headline this show, headline, the whatever show, Backlash, or whatever show you want to headline. But she's like, I want to be better than this. I want to go out and do what I want to do. She had a chance to go back to WWE. They were talking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She picked AEW at the end of the day. Maybe it was for money reasons. Maybe it was for freedom reasons. We don't know.
Could be. Yeah.
We don't know.
But you brought up Adam Copeland, but I thought he left because he realized that they had nothing really left for him in WWE. So again, it was going to be he looked at his outlook there and didn't like what he saw. Becky, I still think has.
What does she have left?
Now,
Plus, what does she have left?
Now, as far as new stuff, yeah, there's not a lot of new because she's wrestled everyone, but she could still be seen as a big star there. Whereas Adam Copeland, he was at the end of his time with WWE and probably wasn't going to get hardly any screen time over there. So if he stayed there, he was going to be someone, he's going to turn into the next big show where he comes out once every 3 months and wrestles a match, sometimes on a show, sometimes a dark match. And that was going to be all they had for him at that point. Becky's not anywhere close to that point in her career right now. So I think that's why he left. And so he wanted new opportunities. He wanted to be able to do more. And he knew if he went to AEW, he was going to be able to stay in the ring longer. But he knew at WWE, his time was pretty much done. So again, didn't really like what he was seeing there for his future.
We're not going to see him on TV for a while, unfortunately. We'll get to that. So I guess either way, if he would have stuck with WWE, no TV time. If he went to AEW, he'd break something and no TV time. I don't know.
Hey, he got to be a champion again, though, for a little bit.
Become a champion. Clutch, the kiss heard around the world that we didn't see, but some saw. Dom acted like he didn't want it afterwards. He was very upset with this kiss. Was that a shoot? Was he very upset because maybe he's trying to play it off? Like, hey, wife, because he's married now. That, the super hot girl that just kissed me, I hated it. Or are we playing into the storyline a little bit still?
We're playing into the storyline. It was meant to happen. Dom, by the way, if we're talking pure storyline and you want to look into the whole Rhea aspect of it, Dom didn't push back. He didn't look happy with it, but he stayed in it. Just saying, for storyline purposes, if anything. And it was cool. I mean, would have loved to see it on live TV and not on Twitter, but it was cool because as soon as I saw it, I was like, Rhea's gonna kill her. And that builds up a lot of intrigue for when she eventually comes back and people are going to want to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea
Yes. And Dom's a special guest referee.
for the custody of Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. Again, I think Rhea's not going to want anything to do with Dom. She's going to come back with mega baby face. I think Dom will, May 30th, 2024, 8:12 p.m. Dom will take multiple bumps for Rhea Ripley. Rhea's going to hurt him. So I can't wait for that. I'm more interested in that. And I don't think anyone's bringing up that aspect of it. But the fact that she's going to, whatever that move she does, the Riptide on Dom or whatever she's going to do, body slam, whatever. That's what I'm more interested in. The Liv stuff's awesome too, because I love Liv and I love this whole dynamic. But man, the crowd's going to pop so hard when he's like, no. And Rhea's like just walking slowly towards him. She grabs him. Boom. Riptide. Done. People are going to go nuts. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. That's what I'm waiting for.
Imagine this really quick, Josh. They have the match, Rhea versus Liv, because of the whole aspect of Dom in the middle. Rhea wins. Dom is happy with Rhea. She turns around and just beats his ass.
Yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, I can just imagine, no. You know, he's just like freaking out. She's not buying it. She's walking to him like the Terminator, just step, slow. Boom, Riptide, done. The crowd goes wild. You go wild, Chris. You see the clip. You go wild. Oh, man, it's going to be fun times. But let's shift over. We've done enough. Listen, this is like an AEW pay-per-view. This is a long show. We go to Double or Nothing. You guys didn't watch this. There's nothing else that you can really contribute except for what you saw. I will say this. If you said, Josh, you need to sit down and watch one show one more time, I'm picking Double or Nothing 100 out of 100 times. It was a better show. More things happened in the show. It was a longer show. But man, every single... I don't know how they do it. Every single match is a 5-star banger. Everything is just out of control. Everything is just fun. Besides the Serena D match, that was not fun. That was a laundry match. But other than that,
we're going to call them now? A laundry match or a
yes.
nap match, a dishes match?
Look,
it used to be called the bathroom break match. Now it's the laundry match.
Now it's like, because a bathroom break is not long enough.
It's not an AEW.
Josh has to do his laundry, wash it, fold it, and put it away.
Yeah. I will say this, and people are finally catching on to what I've been saying for a very long time. Maria May is the star there. Toni Storm is now the secondary person. Maria May is a better wrestler. She's a better personality. She is the star in that situation. I can't wait for her to get her moment. But anyway, let's get right into the big thing. The big thing that happened. We had a reveal. We had Brian Keith is the third member of the Learning Tree. Did you guys see that? Exactly. Exactly.
I saw him on Dynamite last night, but I did not see it at any clips.
I just want to get it. We won't spend much time. They had a triple threat match, and they did the perfect AEW debut/turn. In a triple threat match where there's no disqualification, a masked man come out and helps Chris Jericho win the match. And he reveals himself. Chris, I'm not joking. I said, who the fuck is this?
Did they turn out the lights first?
No. Oh. He had a hoodie on and a mask covering his whole face. He took off his mask and I said, who is this? I thought it was going to be someone from Jericho's past. I thought it was going to be somebody like big. I still don't know who he is or where he came from, but he is revealed as one of Jericho's new lackeys. So congratulations, Brian Keith. Hope you work out. God, what a fucking disaster. But speaking of disaster, I watched someone get set on fire.
Dude, I watched a good portion of that match online. What was going on? Like, it was crazy. Clutch, did you see any clips from the Anarchy match?
I saw Buddy get set on fire. I did see that. And I saw Tony Khan rolling around like a dumbass.
Yeah, Tony rolling around. I saw a clip where they're playing. What was it? What song were they playing the whole time or for a while?
Let me talk about that.
Okay.
When it first happened, They were playing, oh God, whose music were they playing? They were playing somebody, it doesn't matter. Somebody's music. It wasn't Wild Thing. It wasn't like Brian Danielson's song. It was somebody's song. Maybe it was Darby Allin's song. And they kept on playing it. I'm like, God, they're doing this again. Like the first time Wild Thing was cool. That was cool. That was a cool moment. I'm there for that. Then they did it again. Then they did it again. And then they did it again. And I'm like, guys, it's old. It's played out.
Yeah.
But they did something different. Matt Jackson gets on the mic. Turn off this shit. Turn off this music. This music sucks. Play our music. Right? Because he's the EVP, can do whatever he wants. So they started playing that music. Like, so then we heard the new Young Bucks music, and that was, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like cool, but okay, it's getting tired, kind of tired. Then Brian Danielson gets on the mic. He's like, no, turn this shit off. Play the greatest theme song of all time. And then I'm like, what is it going to be? The final countdown. And then Josh, at midnight or whatever time it was, I woke up. I'm like, let's go. The final countdown. Because first off, that song rules. Second off, when Brian Danielson, like, I don't know, he hyped me up. It's the most hyped I've been for an AEW main event in months, maybe years. And I don't know why. But it started out hot. Everyone's doing backflips. Everyone's doing this. Everyone's going crazy. Then it finally breaks down into, like, they're going over here. You know how it goes. Like, this wrestler's going to wrestle this guy. This wrestler's going to wrestle this guy. Let's fast forward to the end. That's all anyone cares about. Darby Allin got destroyed by the Young Bucks. Destroyed. They dragged him up into the walkway, and they said up this thing. And there was an elevator where Edge came up earlier, where he did the Brood entrance. And they dragged Darby Allin's lifeless body on this thing, and they lowered him down. I'm like, he's gonna come. And I said this in my head. He's gonna come back and set someone on fire. You know why? Because Jack Perry was drenched in retardant stuff. Like we saw with Andrade and Cody that one time.
Yep.
When I said someone's getting set on fire in that match.
When I saw the clip, I could tell instantly. I'm like, oh yeah, he's drenched in that stuff right now.
I said he's gonna get set on fire. Darby's gonna bring that, because they wouldn't bring a flamethrower out previously on a previous show if they weren't going to use it. Yes. And once I saw Jack Perry all soaked in, I'm like, they're gonna put the scapegoat, like they're gonna put him over. They're gonna make him a big star doing this. He ended up getting the win, by the way. He pinned Brian Danielson. So that was huge for him. That was a phenomenal spot. I'm hoping he's okay. I haven't heard any updates. But the way Jack Perry, because how that set up was, he put somebody in a big pile of trash. He got into a giant truck and just rammed right into it. I forgot which babyface that he rammed into.
I think it was Darby.
Of course it was Darby. He got destroyed the entire night. And then he crashed and Jack was out. I'm like, okay, that's probably where they're going to do the spot where they put him all in the stuff.
Yep.
In the meantime, when he finally wakes up from the car accident, he's walking back to the ring and he's like looking for someone to kill. Like, that's it. You can just tell. He just wants to beat someone up. You see little Muppet ass Tony Khan. He sees Tony and he just grabs him by the back of his neck like he's a dog, like by the collar. He just drags him out. And we're like, and that was it. That's all we saw. It was 5 minutes go by. And even Taz and the guys were like, I hope Tony's okay. Like, Jack grabbed Tony like 5 minutes. Anyone checked on Tony? Like, that was hilarious. And then that's when we finally see Tony get dragged out, thrown on the ramp, and then boom, Darby Allin emerges with the flamethrower. And I'm like, my first thought was, he's not pointing it up. He's pointing it right to the ground. So someone's legs are gonna, like, that's okay. That's the spot.
Yep.
Jack gets put on fire. The Young Bucks immediately, which thankfully immediately fire with the fire hydrants. So that was cool.
Fire extinguishers.
Right away, fire extinguishers right away. And then they dragged They somehow beat up Darby again. I forgot how, because there was so much going on. They freaking hang him upside down.
Yep. Tie him up from his feet and have him hang in the middle of the ring.
That was a long spot because they had to make sure he was tied properly. They had to make sure that he was clipped in properly, because that's a dangerous spot. I mean, I don't care if he was 6 inches from the ring, or that's a dangerous spot.
You get dropped on your head. Yeah, that could be problems.
Yep. They super kick him while he's upside down. It looked like they actually made contact. That was brutal. That was wicked. The whole clutch.
But you got to add in what was special about the super kick, though. You can't leave that part out.
Oh yeah. The tax. By the way, I'm buying those shoes.
Yeah, I love those shoes.
I'm
Those
buying
shoes
those
look
shoes.
awesome. They had tacks glued or whatever to the bottom of their shoes, and then
Yes.
super kick Darby Allin in the face while he's hanging upside down in the middle of the ring. It was
Yes.
nuts.
Yes. Yes. Clutch, did you see all this?
I didn't catch that part. No.
Uh, I'm gonna find the clip I found earlier, and I'm gonna tag you in it. So after the show, you could watch. It's just like a minute clip of just like some of the highlights from what we're talking about here. Utter madness.
Yeah.
It-
But I do think I know about the shoes because I think they've done it before, right?
They've done, yeah. Matt Jackson
Yeah.
does it in every single match. That like a
Okay,
big
yeah.
match like this.
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But they both did it this time. Usually it's only Matt. And they did it with their new shoes, which I'm dead ass serious. I'm buying those shoes next payday. Those shoes look awesome. In the way Okada brought where you can buy them, Champ Sports, you can go to Brandon Mall right now. They're $130.
Yeah.
You can go to Brandon Mall right now and go buy them. I saw them in there. Tried
Okay.
them on actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. So I want to see because I bought some dunks, by the way. I wear an 11 and a half. I bought some dunks, 11 and a half, and I've never bought dunks in my life. They're like 2 sizes too big.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So I just wanted to go try them on the shoes course. Anyway, they also had a spot where, can we talk about something else real quick? Because I want to
Sure.
talk about the disaster spots. Did we all see Will Ospreay almost die?
No.
No.
So they had in the very first match, they had Will Ospreay on someone's shoulders for a doomsday device, but outside of the ring. The dude that was running was supposed to jump over the ropes and clothesline Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay was supposed to take the bump on the concrete. The dude didn't make it. He flop dollared it. He didn't make it over the ropes.
Flop dollar.
He still made it over, but didn't make it with the momentum. So he barely hit Ospreay. So Ospreay didn't have the momentum to do a full flip to land on his front face, like how you would want to land. He landed on his freaking neck, like right there.
Okay, I just saw it. I just looked it up and saw it.
I thought Will Ospreay was dead, like broken neck. I thought this was a Big E situation. I'm not even kidding. The refs were on him for about 5 minutes, or maybe I'm exaggerating, but they were on him for a long time. And I'm thinking, oh shit, like he actually broke his neck because it was. You saw the spot just now, Clutch.
Yeah.
What would you
He
think?
landed on the top of his head.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
And did I sell the top dollar spot? Like he didn't make it over.
It clipped him on the knee.
Exactly. So he didn't get the momentum he needed to be. Chris Jericho took a bet. There was about 10 wrestlers who got dropped on their head that night. 10. I counted them all. Chris Jericho did. Mercedes did. She got a bad bump. A lot of people took bad bumps that night. So safest company in the world.
Hey, if WWE put on that many matches in that show, they would have had 11.
No, nobody gets dropped on their head except for awful, sad stuff with Big E.
Yeah.
We had Adam Copeland jump off of a cage.
And who came back in that match?
God damn it.
Who made mention of that last week?
If we're doing this, I can go. Who said they're gonna bring a bag out of dice and pretend like they're tax? They did that too, Chris.
Listen, I'm just pulling a Josh right now. I gotta really highlight the times I'm right.
Yes, Gangrel came back.
That's right.
Did you see this, Clutch?
Yeah, I did see that, and I did agree like last week that I could see it happening just because of the little interview they had with Edge saying that, oh, WWE thought that they didn't care about Gangrel or something like that, and they're just doing it just to spite, and they did it.
And I guess Adam Copeland has the rights to the term "the Brood" now.
Oh,
or whatever that goes with it, or something that goes with. I don't know if it was the music or just the terminology or whatever.
That wasn't the Brood music, was it? Because I remember seeing the clip and that wasn't it.
No. I'm just saying. I saw something. I want to say it was just like the terminology, not necessarily, maybe not the music, but something. He got the rights to something with it. So I wonder if they're going to do more with that down the road.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Get Christian back. Anyway, I think the wrong person won. I think Malachi should have won off the top. I think Malachi should have gone over. Not sure why Adam Copeland had to go over in this situation, especially with a broken leg, like call an audible. But so when he jumped off the top, I'm sitting there watching. You know how I am, Chris. You know I don't like these high spots. You know I don't like the unsafe work environment. I cringe.
Yep.
So he's climbing up there. I'm thinking, oh my God, like please, somebody like maybe Buddy or Brody come out and like distract him so he doesn't do it. He freaking did it, and it looked like in the mid jump, he's like, F this. I'm not doing this.
His body hit the like abort button midair.
Yes. If he would have done it flat and done it the way he was supposed to do it, he probably would have still got hurt or something, but it wouldn't have been a broken leg. He came straight down on that leg. They played it off as an elbow drop. I'm surprised the table broke, to be completely honest with you, because he barely clipped Malachi. I just don't know why we're doing these spots. I don't know why we needed an Edge Adams video that he posted on Twitter and Instagram and all these places. He said it right there. I got cocky. I got arrogant. I thought I could do something I couldn't do. So maybe it was his idea. Maybe it's something he wanted to do. But man, it was bad. It was a stupid spot. Irresponsible. But Edge toughed it out, finished the match, and he won. The broken freaking leg. That's all I can say about that. Other crazy stuff that happened. I'm just pointing out crazy shit for now on. Let's not bury the lead though. MJF's back.
Yep.
Yeah, he came back dressed like Triple H.
Yeah.
Jean jacket, all that. That was cool.
That was awesome. That was phenomenal.
I love MJF. MJF is my favorite from AEW.
Yeah.
He's everyone's favorite.
Yes.
Did you watch the full promo?
No, that I did not.
No, I
need
haven't
to.
seen it yet.
You need to. So it was really weird. Roddy Strong just lost the title. That's the very first match. Right after that, Adam Cole comes out. And I'm thinking, oh, is he gonna like be mad at these guys? Like Wardlow tried to help, but they kicked Wardlow out. All these guys like got ejected from the side, the ring side, and Ospreay won. Last time Wardlow lost a match or didn't help someone win, he was demoted to, you're not a wrestler anymore. You're back to my bodyguard. So I thought Adam Cole was gonna do something. No, Adam Cole just came out. I'm walking. Look at me. I'm awesome. I'm still the best. I'm Adam Cole, baby. I'm like, what is this leading to? What the fuck is happening? And then we see the video. There's a cutscene. There's a whole video of like a guy getting dressed. He's walking into the room. You see MJF's scarf. You see the suit. You see like all these things. He goes, he sees little Easter eggs. He grabs a little picture out of the pocket of the suit. It's a picture of MJF. And then he grabs the other. It's ripped in half. You see Adam Cole and he puts them together. And then all of a sudden, the music plays. MJF comes out. He's in that Triple H vest with the jacket and the jeans. I wish this didn't happen. He went in and hugged Adam Cole right away. Just hugged him. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Boom, kicked him in the nuts. Brain buster. Adam Cole rolls out of the ring. That's the end of Adam Cole. I guess that's how they're going to squash this feud. I don't think the feud's going to continue. It's over.
You think it's over?
Yeah.
That's it?
Because there's something that was said in the promo.
Okay.
Immediately, he picks up the mask and he said, this is the mask. Cowards wear masks. I'm done with this crap. I'm done with this mask. I'm done with this crap. I'm done with the comedy. I'm done with the laughs. I'm done with the friendships. For now on, you're getting MJF. You're getting the baddest motherfucker on this board. Whatever. Like all the stuff he always says. Throws the mask into the crowd. That right there tells me that story is done, buried. No more kangaroo kicks. No more nonsense. He's all serious. He's all business. Cool. Pretty much says that he's back, yada yada yada. We know the role. You probably already read the things like, I don't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon to make me. I'm MJF.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was his biggest line of the night, which I didn't make sense. I don't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon. I don't know why, but that was a good line. Then he pulls up his jeans. He goes, yeah, there was this big story about the war of 2024. Am I going to sign? Am I going to go here? Pulls up his jeans. He shows his tattoo of AEW with the poker chips, and it says "Bet on yourself" on it. It's a real tattoo. And he announced that he re-signed. He says, "I'm the wolf of AEW because I'm not fucking leaving." And then he jumps on the ring and he celebrates. Great pump up promo. Great promo overall. I like the way they executed it and said, you know what? This Adam Cole stuff isn't going to work anymore. Let's just end it right now on this show. And I think that's what they did. Did you want to see this, Chris? Did you want to see this move forward?
See what MJF become more
Adam
serious?
Cole. No, and Adam Cole. Like, did we need to see this anymore? Shit's old. It's over.
Yeah, it's kind of old now with the injury. It's kind of like it was good. It was interesting at the time, but it's one of those things because of Adam Cole's injury. Yeah, probably better to just move on at this point.
Yeah. Clutch, when you saw the jean jacket, were you like, "That's my guy"?
He looked just like him. So like the mannerisms, I felt like I saw a little like Triple H swagger in there, and yeah, it was like a carbon copy of like Triple H from that return. I think it was Madison Square Garden.
Yes,
Yeah.
jacked, shredded, dude. MJF is shredded.
Yep.
I'm just excited for the company moving forward. Dynamite was a decent show. Double or Nothing was a phenomenal show. There's nothing I can say wrong about it. The only thing that's wrong in AEW right now, which we talked about pre-show, Chris, Swerve, your world champion, is being booked like a mid-carder. He's being booked like he means nothing. In Clutch, you weren't here. And I'll admit this to everybody. The Mercedes match happened first, the triple main event. So Mercedes opened up the triple main event spot. I had to stay awake for that. I knew it was going to be great. I knew it was going to be a banger. She put on a show. She won the title. It was awesome. Swerve came out and Christian Cage came out. So I set my alarm for 20 minutes. I turned the volume down and I took a nap for 20 minutes. I didn't care about that match whatsoever. I didn't watch 1 second of that Swerve match. I still haven't. And then I woke up specifically to watch Anarchy in the Arena because the way they booked their world champion is pathetic. And it makes me sad. And he's going to drop it to Will Ospreay in a couple months anyway. Or when is Forbidden Door? This month?
Well, what are we going to count this month now as June, right? It's close enough.
We're basically in June.
Yeah. So I believe so. I think it's in June.
Yeah. So he just held the title, defended against 2 mid-carders, Christian Cage, and I forgot who the other guy was. And that's it. That was his title run. There's all this build for nothing. Imagine if they did that to Cody Rhodes, Clutch. Imagine if they did that to Gunther. Imagine if they did that to any of their stars over there. Even Damian Priest isn't being treated like this. And Damian Priest is failing as a champion.
Yeah.
You might disagree, Clutch.
It's in 1 month. It's on June 30th. So in 30 days from now.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed your Swerve Strickland run.
Yeah.
Ospreay's taking that thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It's more and more starting to feel like management, Tony Khan, whatever, saying, okay, you wanted this, we gave it to you. Now we'll do something else.
Yeah. Very much. It kind of reminds me of like Kofi Mania. He got big. He got over with the fans. Vince said, okay, I'll give you what you want. And then what's the most memorable thing about Kofi's title reign?
The squash match
with Brock Lesnar.
Yep. Sadly.
And the very next week, he's smiling, eating pancakes like nothing happened. Didn't even mention it. Still hasn't mentioned it.
Yep.
Not that I'm aware of.
Nope.
You know who mentioned it? WWE 2K. There was a trophy. And the trophy was a gold trophy because I did it. Beat Brock Lesnar with Kofi Kingston in legendary mode. And the trophy was called like Revenge or something like that. So WWE 2K remembered.
They acknowledge it.
Yeah, they definitely acknowledged it. Man, is there anything else you want to talk about with Double or Nothing? Mercedes. Say Mercedes. I don't want to bring it up.
Her terrible finisher.
Okay, we can talk about it. All right. I didn't want to be the guy saying, "Hey guys, let's talk about Mercedes." Yes.
Thing you weren't.
She proved honestly that she's still the best and she still has the fundamentals and she does everything great and there was no flaws, there was no botches, there was no reading of like, oh, I got to do this now. Oh, I got to do this now. She was actually in the moment. Willow's actually really good in the ring as well. Just that finish is so bad. She puts Willow on the back, like, I don't know. They have their arms tied up and she's on her back. And then Mercedes tries to flip her to the right and make her land on her face. And that's it. Clutch, am I wrong on this?
Yeah, it was just it looks bad. It looks bad as a finish. I know she probably just wanted to try something new, but go back to the bank statement. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go back to the backstabber, roll her up into the bank statement. That's a good finish. I don't know why she wants to change it up. It's not good. Chris, you got to go back and watch that finish. She barely got Willow up. Willow weighs like double her. So nothing against Willow. She's awesome, but you got to adjust. You can't do that move to Julia Hart. Do it to Sky Blue, which I don't know if she did it because I didn't watch that match. Do it to somebody else, not Willow. She's gigantic. You don't see John Cena can do that, but you're not seeing. I guess Bianca did do it to Piper Niven, the KOD. She did do it. Damn.
But like
Well, you know
strength
what?
is her thing, though. Like for Bianca.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's her gimmick. That's not Mercedes' gimmick. But it was a good match overall, man. She crushed it. And she opened up Dynamite, by the way, with a way better promo that she's done in a long time. Chris, can you agree?
Yeah.
She
Getting
did dance.
better.
She did dance a lot.
Way too much dancing.
She can't. That's the thing. She's so attractive and she's so good in the ring and she sucks on the mic, but she's got the worst dance moves of any. I dance better than her. Am I wrong? She's awful.
No,
She has no rhythm.
It's so bad, and she looks almost like it almost reminds me of like a toddler, like when they hear music and they're like trying to dance and they're kind of like a little robotic. Like that's what she reminds me of every time.
I'm never gonna not picture her as a toddler now. Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Because that's so true.
It is. That's what it is.
They did reveal the big attacker. I can't believe they played her moaning on TV again. That was such a bad segment. Hey, Clutch, who do you think that was? Do you think it was Britt Baker in a big return that attacked Mercedes Moné?
It should have been probably, but I'm
think-
guessing not.
Do you think it was like I don't know, like some kind of big person from Japan or New Japan or anything? Nope. It was mid-card Sky Blue, which I do enjoy watching her TV. She's doing really good in the ring lately as well, but what a letdown. And then Mercedes beats her like that. Nothing came of it. No story. Just one match, one title defense, boom, buried.
That's it.
And then someone came out with New Japan a belt and challenged Mercedes to what's that thing called again? Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door. Hey, Clutch, we're gonna wrap this up because I want to go to bed. Is TNA doing a show too like that with WWE? Because I see Jordan Grace showing up.
So far they're not doing a show, but they've opened definitely a working relationship with WWE. Jordan Grace, Knockouts TNA champion, is going to face the NXT Women's Champion at Battleground, their next pay-per-view. So I'm interested because there's all of a sudden after Jordan Grace showed up, you see a lot of TNA talent start tweeting at WWE talent.
Yep.
Which makes it interesting.
I saw Drew's tweet, like the door's always open or something like that. And it had a picture of him with the TNA title or the Impact title at the time. So yeah, it does look like they're going to get, that's cool.
Yep.
That is so cool. I wish everybody would play ball. I would love to see a pay-per-view where all the promotions are involved, like a mega show. How cool would that be? Just saying. I wish everybody could play ball. I wish Tony Khan could play ball. We used to say we wish Vince McMahon could play ball. Now we're like, I wish Tony would like open up and play ball and stop being such a dick. Anyway, Muppet ass.
Well, listen, he's opened up something now. Do you think he'll ever try and work with Triple H or no?
Triple H will never work. He'll never work with him, especially after his video he made like 4 years ago with calling out Nick Khan. There's only room for one Khan in the wrestling business. And his name isn't Nick.
He was right about there being room for one Khan in the wrestling business.
He was definitely right about that. But hey, we're gonna wrap it up there. I'm not gonna trash AEW anymore. Chris, any more thoughts before we do move on? Is there anything that you wanted to shortly bring up?
No, I think we've covered everything. What are you hinting at? What are you thinking?
I'm just asking. I don't want we had WWE had 42 minutes of this show. So I want to make sure that your AEW gets the same amount of time.
No, it's fine. Actually, the one thing I did want to bring up, you just brought up right at the end there, which is the prohibited portal.
I don't know.
I wanted to make sure that got a spot. Portal. Yeah, because they don't remember. Triple H says he doesn't talk about going through doors or anything like that. So they have the prohibited portal instead of the forbidden door.
I love it.
I think that's more of a Jordan Grace thing.
It is.
She made a shirt on that.
She's got a shirt that says the prohibited portal, and it shows her.
It's funny that they try to play on the forbidden door.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I've been a big fan of hers for a few years now. I stumbled across her.
She would be fantastic in WWE full time if she ever got there.
Yeah, I was hyped to see her because I was at the Rumble this year, and I was hyped to see her there too. So like, I'd like to see her in WWE. I think she'd be a perfect fit for there. So that was my only comment I wanted to add. If you didn't get to it, if it didn't get brought up in the show, so you've already covered it.
There we go. We already covered it. All right, we covered it all. Next week we'll be back, probably talking about what's going on at the Clash, what we think is going to happen, because storylines are developing. Chris, pay attention to Raw specifically. SmackDown you can miss. There's not really much going on over there. if you just want to see Cody Rhodes say big words and cry, you can go watch SmackDown. But if you want to watch good stuff with Chad Gable and storylines, go watch Raw. And Clutch, if you ever want to watch pro wrestling, like where the best wrestle,
I'll watch
tune in tune in to Wednesday. Tune in to Wednesday nights. But for all you people watching, make sure you tune into the Finstock Sports Network. I'm not going to do the whole spiel. We're going to get out of here. Last words, guys. Peace out.
See you.